But this is a real studio workhorse. I've had it in about 4 different locations now. I had it briefly in a studio in France, and I had a similar desk in my commercial studio in Twickenham, where I don't have that anymore, but that was, and I used the 8 outputs and the Audient surround sound module to provide myself with a way of doing 5-1. And the first project I did was 2003 and 4, where I did a 5-1 mix of the old masters of the Who's Tommy. Again, you know, it's worth mentioning the story of it, you know, the heritage of it. It, you know, Dave Dearden, who designed this board, you know, made a bunch of studio consoles a while ago, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and this arose from that. And his experience, and I presume a certain amount of feedback that he got from users, has created a console that it's really hard to fault. You know, it's not just the ergonomics of it, the fact that everything falls to hand so well, that the, you know, the sweet spot here is, you know, it's everything is reachable. The patch bay is right there. You know, this is a desk that you can physically work at and work with music and get the feeling of the music flowing through. When I record new music, if I'm recording, adding anything, piano or bass or anything like that, I would go to this row of faders here. This is literally the fader that goes out to the input of the radar. So the mic amp is there, it goes through here, through the EQ, if you wish or not, if you don't wish, up through here, and that's your level down to tape. And you can flip that. And now my tracks are coming back here, and my inputs would be back through there, so that the actual, you know, you've got 2 methods of working. Now the interesting thing about this inline system is not just that you've got, you know, if I want to push mix on here and mix on there, I've got 2 faders going down to the track. I can split this EQ so that the treble and bass are assigned to this line, and the MIDI to that one, or vice versa. I've effectively got 2 equalizers here. They separate. And so I could do a really complicated analog mix with loads and loads and loads of channels and still have a degree of control over the EQ without using loads and loads of outboard. Reverb, compression, all available there very, very easily on the patch bay, right to hand. If I was working with a band, I can have 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of stereo cans. Or I can use those 8 sends to feed a cans box in which each individual would have their own control of what feeds into it. It's just really, really powerful, elegant desk. To have a desk of this quality, this kind of capability, it's quite extraordinary. The grouping too, it's 24 groups, which is just phenomenal, actually, on a channel like this. It's just extraordinary to have 24 groups, you know, that you're, you know, so I don't have to, you know, if I want to happen to record on 24, I rarely reach there, but if I do, I just push a button, no patch cord, no nothing, it's all there. The desk gets me to where I want to go. You know, it's really beautiful laid out. The inline philosophy is great, and in this particular case, if you go above 36 channels, you can have a patch bay. And the patch bay means that built in, when you move this desk, you put it anywhere, you've got a studio.